Here we go. All right, boys and girls, we got a lot to get into tonight. We got Vance and Waltz facing off in the vice presidential debate. We got the Joker Part 2. I'll give you my thoughts on that one. And we got a new segment. Had to create it because there's too much coming in all at once. The Diddy Files, all tonight on the Brothers Hack the Matrix. It's time for the Brothers Hack the Matrix. I'm your host, JoesAtmosfere, and I am joined by there can be only one, the Hylunder. How's it going, man? Yes, rock and roll. Rock and roll.
It's going, man. Long time no see.
No shit. Well, actually, not really that long ago. We were together 2 weeks ago. But as far as on this particular program, yes, it's been a while. It's been a month. What happened, boys and girls, is football season started, and I'm afraid to say that my brother and I are both addicted to that particular sport. So seeing as this show took place during that, and we went to Maine since we saw you last too, we decided to move it to Monday nights before the Monday night game starts. So,
so
good to see you, Dan.
Foosball. Yeah, good to see you too. Good to see everybody in the chat. Looks like our guy's there.
No, wait. I know who you're talking about, man. If you people don't know who we're talking about by now, he checked in earlier today.
There are some who call me Tim.
Tim?
He says somebody's coming. TMI. Look, man, Tim, for some reason, okay, StreamYards has a new thing where you can make a permanent studio for things, and when you start the stream, all the chats that were up there disappear. They start over. Yeah. Sure. And we were looking at it earlier, and you said one about Kamala Harris and Waltz want to keep asking for money, and you didn't see Trump asking for money. I have to tell you, he is asking for money. Now,
he is. I get texts from the Trump and Vance campaign every day. Donate $5. They're going to steal the whole country. Donate $10. They're going to steal the world.
They are asking for money, Tim. You may not see it, but they're both doing it. Yeah. I gave to the Trump campaign back in 2016, and I've always gotten stuff from them. But that's probably because I gave them money once.
I give to this great country right here, and they just piss that money away to wherever. So, they're not getting any more money from me. So.
All right, buddy boy. What we are going to get from you is what kind of axe you're sporting tonight. That's what we're going to get from you.
It's the Gretsch single cut. This is a nice
Gretsch?
Nice little he's got the twin humbuckers, boom, right there. Yeah, right. It's only got the volume and tone knob. It's really light. It's chambered, but I tell you what, this crunch is pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. And, that's what we're using today. This is Gretsch is an American company, but all the shit's made overseas anyway. But that's what we're sporting tonight.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Look,
are you having a libation? I like your shirt.
No, I'm not having a libation. I have to work tomorrow as you do, so I'm having the privateer tumbler full of high quality H2O.
High quality H2O. I am having Death Wish Coffee, thank you very much.
Death Wish Coffee.
Oh,
there you go.
cheers.
That's what I'm talking
Let's get
about.
our tink together.
You go, man. Tink.
Tink. All
Tink.
Right.
There you go. Even sound effects, even.
Okay, and no, I didn't steal this coffee mug
from Waffle House. Hey, boss, relax, will you?
Total disclosure.
Yo.
He said it's time for the top of the heap, boys and girls.
Look at them LSU Tigers.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
See, we show the Tigers at the beginning of this to give you joy and everything, because top of the heap's no fun. It really isn't. It's the least.
It really isn't, man.
Because you know what a lot of it is.
Eject. Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
Yeah, man. It's, we got too much going on this planet. It's just screwed up, dude. We're going to keep filling you in on what's going on in Ukraine. I personally would like to quit sending money there. That's just me. But, hey, they are trying to fight for their sovereignty.
Well, that's the conundrum, right? You want to, I'm with you. It was day 957, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I've been pretty guilty of not following this because another topic has just hijacked the headlines. But our conundrum as American citizens is, do you want to keep sending money to Ukraine to fight a war against Mother Russia, or do you want to stop that money flow there because they are just soaking us dry? Nobody else in the UN is seems like they're helping us foot the bill on this thing. So we pull our funding and maybe Mother Russia expands. So that's the position we're put in as United States citizens, So
yes.
What do you do?
So me personally, I'd cut off the funding. Just me.
Yeah.
It's $8 billion already, dude. It's $8 billion.
I believe we've given our lion's share. We've given our pound of flesh, and in the rest of Europe, where this thing is actually happening, they need to
actually affecting. Right?
They need to take the reins on this thing and see it to the end, whatever that conclusion is going to be.
What's interesting is that their neighbors aren't helping them out.
Yeah.
They're just bitching about what's going on.
Right.
That tells you a lot right there. That tells you a lot.
Well, they're not willing to assist. So
Ukraine war briefing, anti-Kremlin figure Adair Dayton dies fighting on Ukraine side. Activist was once jailed in Russia under anti-protest law. Drone F-16s and Patriots on Dutch menu to aid to Kiev. What we know on day 957. This just, that shit needs to stop over there. But you're right. The headlines have been hijacked. This thing going on in Israel. And by the way, today is the 1 year anniversary of their 9/11, October 7th.
No doubt.
The day that Hezbollah decided to come in there and poke the bear and kill a bunch of their people. And to put in perspective, guys, if you took the total population of Israel and the people that died on that day on October 7th, it figures up to like 3% of their population. So, it's something pretty big to them. You know what I mean? And that's why they are unleashing holy hell on everything around them right now.
You consider if somebody did that in this country, a sneak attack that killed and butchered and murdered a lot of United States citizens, just a sneak attack, we wouldn't be. Well, and this is what we want to do now. We've forgotten about what was done on this day, and we need to sympathize with Hezbollah. I don't know what world we're living in, because these people, the ones that advocate for, let's be sympathetic to,
Palestine. I've got no problem with Palestinians. What I have a problem with is Hezbollah. They're a terrorist organization.
This is what I'm trying to say. The people that want us to be sympathetic to Hezbollah cut your head off. They don't care what you have to say.
No.
good or bad.
And they use those Palestinian people as pawns.
Yes,
they use them as pawns. It's ridiculous. Israel vows to retaliate against Iran after missile attack. They showered the place with missiles. Iran rarely does this, but on Tuesday of last week, they showered the Iron Dome with and a few of these things got through, but not many of them.
Well, this is the escalation you were talking about, and this is a real issue right here. Now, Iran jumps into this thing and launches all these missiles. What was it, like 150 missiles into Israel?
Mm-hmm.
That's just Iran jumps in, and then you're going to have other backers from Iran. You're going to have other. It's going to get out of control, and it's happening.
And the reason why it's happening is because they've started operations in Lebanon, because that's where Hezbollah is hiding at, and they actually took out a member of the Iraqi Defense Forces.
What I tell you, dude, those hostages are not in the Gaza Strip.
No,
they're not.
Yep, it's crazy. But look, man, lot to pray about, or get a hold of your higher power, or whatever you believe in. Start sending out the positive vibes, because this isn't the only thing going on. Okay, we've got the Hurricane Helena. Death toll passes 200 across 6 states, most devastated by the storm. Hundreds more are still thought to be missing, though many may simply be disconnected from their families due to a lack of power and communication, authorities have said. Now, Danny's daughter lives in Asheville, which is pretty hard.
A suburb right south of Asheville. They were without power, without water. It was just devastated. Mm-hmm. They actually cut off the main arteries coming into those towns because they didn't want anybody else getting hurt in that place. It's just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is what is a week ago or so. Right. I talked to Chelsea this morning. She's actually got back to work this week, but their infrastructure is it's a mess. They've actually had National Guard choppering in supplies to different locations there.
Mm-hmm.
So don't believe the hype about there's no money and they can't be taken care of. There are supplies getting into that area.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bad. It's
really bad. It's an election year. They're gonna poke. They're gonna try and make each side look bad in this whole thing. It's stupid. It's really
us against each other at every angle. So
yep.
But it's a mess. It's really bad, and there's a lot of loss of life there, and looting. They had freaking curfews get inside after, I think it was like 5:00 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So these disasters, they bring out the best in people, and they actually bring out the worst in people as well. So say a prayer for those people in that area, man.
I saw some videos on TikTok of like they had a trucker that was going up there, and he said, man, the stuff you've seen on the news is just scratching the surface. It said there's roads wiped out. They can't even get up there.
They blocked off. This is towns in the United States. They actually blocked off these arteries so you can't get in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. Yeah.
Because it's that bad. Yeah.
It's bad.
It's crazy.
Sure, yeah, it's bad.
Okay. So the next one we got to talk about, the dock workers went on strike, and that didn't last long at all.
Oh, you talk about getting kicked in the balls. I work for a water bottling company, and for some reason, people in the United States, toilet paper and bottled water.
Yeah.
Which are all made domestically. So
yes.
What?
Yeah, they made a run. I hear you, man. Let me read the headline real quick. Dock workers strike suspended. Tentative agreement includes 62% pay raise over 6 years. They're gonna finish up negotiations before January 15th, which is after the election, and then we'll see what happens. But to his point, stop making runs on fucking Sam's and Costco. Okay,
they're making
your food and your water comes from inside the United States. You killed my brother last week. He couldn't even do this show because
do the show, man. I'm like, bottled water. We make it right here in the States. What are you doing?
Yeah.
We've dumbed down our society so much, dude, that
they think we get everything from somewhere else.
It's another case of the freaking tail wagging the dog. We just,
I
gotta get toilet paper and bottled water.
We make that right here.
So
There's certain things, yeah, there's going to be shortages in like electronics and stuff like that, but that's not stuff you have to have.
That's not,
you know, these are not necessities. But anyway, yeah, that went on this week. Fun. I think the dock workers went back to work because they were hearing it, man. I mean,
look, it was only
they were offered, Daniel, a 50% pay raise. Now, if you were offered that, do you think you'd be striking?
Well, I would take it, but the problem is 50% pay raise. How far up did the inflation go? Does it meet that or exceed that? Right? It's like I got a pay raise. I got a 2% pay raise. Cool. Mm-hmm. Inflation went up 25%.
Right.
Did you make any money?
Right. Well, the other thing is this: we're actually behind the times when it comes to automation on our ports, and the American worker doesn't want to see things automated. No, they want job security.
Now you think about that, Georgia. Your statement you just said.
Yep.
We, the United States, behind the curve.
Behind the curve. Yeah, we are. There's a lot around the world that their ports are a lot more automated than ours are. But I got to tell you guys, look, we ran into this at Libby Glass. Okay. There's certain operations when it comes to selecting glass and stuff. Right when I came to work there, they put in these automatic unloaders. There wasn't one job lost, not a job lost, you know. It just opened up other things for you to be able to do, you know.
Don't get me started on automation, because everybody that works for me hears me ranting about it all the time.
Yeah.
Because things that we do as a team, just simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I always tell my warehouse leads, you know how you cure that? You know how you remedy that? You know how to get rid of that? Automation.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to sign my bills. Sorry, I forgot to do this. It's a simple task. Sorry, I forgot to do that. So you know how you remedy that?
Yeah.
Automation.
Yeah. There it is. And you're not going to lose a job from it. Actually, sometimes it creates jobs, you know, because you need techs to watch these machines and shit. We
would lose jobs. But for somebody that works in an industry where we produce a consumable.
Yeah.
If the human element is just fucking lazy or stupid and just can't get it.
Yeah, I got you.
It's got to be done right. It's got to be done right, because, again, this is stuff that you consume.
This is something going into your body. You better be doing it right. That's right. Okay. So another one in the top of the heap this week. Tim Waltz looks scared during VP debate with JD Vance, Kevin Cork says. The vice presidents actually got up there for a debate this week. And it didn't quite go so well for Tim, the two-man Taylor, as I like to call him, or others are calling him Tampon Tim. Shout out to my man, the quartering, Jeremy with the quartering. He's got this piece right here that I want to show you guys, and I'm going to have to reshare it because I forgot to put the sound on.
Nice.
But, yes, nice. But we shall endeavor to persevere. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Thumbs up. Yeah, check this out. This is just one of many moments that were kind of silly.
Springfield, Ohio.
Oh, I want to set it up by saying AB or CBS, whoever this was, had previously said our moderators will not fact check you. You are allowed to fact check each other. Yet they fact checked on the very first question. They also fact check on global warming. They also fact check in ways where they would turn off JD Vance's mic. And he absolutely puts these entitled brats in line.
And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have
we have a lot of questions to get to. We wanted to just help Tim Walz there.
So much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on.
Uh-oh.
So there's an application called the CBP One app, or you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand.
Oops.
That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret.
Thank you, Senator. It is not meeting our agenda. Shut up. And shut his mic off.
Senator.
They're so mad. They're so mad. And then Tim Walz goes full bass mouth here.
I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, Vance came off looking like the victor in this thing. They didn't fact check him the rest of the night. You're right. Waltz looks like Don Rickles a bit. Yeah, absolutely. He does look a little goofy. He's a little strange looking. I just wanted to show you a bit of that, but man, wow. Yeah, didn't go so well for Waltz. They actually called him the CBS moderators who were kind of trying to cut JD Vance off right there actually got into him a little bit too, because he claimed he was in Tiananmen Square when the protest went on, the famous thing there in China, and he wasn't. And they called him on it, and he couldn't admit that he was wrong about it. He went on a big diatribe about how he was a teacher and sent different athletic teams and shit like that over there for education. And I just misspoke, is what he said. I misspoke about it. Well, you were either there or you weren't, buddy. And apparently you weren't. So, yeah. But what my brother says here, true. Anyone who thinks you're getting any value out of the debate is fooling themselves. I mean, all you've seen this debate cycle is 3-on-1 contests. Basically, every time somebody from Trump Vance gets up there, they're being attacked by all three, the moderators and the other guy. So I mean, it's
sure.
Mm-hmm.
And these debates are not going to sway anybody either way, unless you've been living on the moon.
Yeah,
both sides are dug in, and one side's shipping in illegals so they can up their voter count. Who can capture the middle is going to make hay. But as far as the bases go, nobody's coming. They're not reaching out to each other and trying to build bridges or come up with better ideas. It's you're over there and I'm over here, and then the country can burn for all they care. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. That's true. All right, boys and girls. And lastly, tonight, Trump returns to the scene of the crime. 12 weeks after they tried to off him, he goes back to Butler. And this time,
that's pretty cool.
He brought a friend with him. He brought a buddy with him. This time.
Looked like they got some safety glass around him.
You know what was cool about it? They had that, but you know what they did, Dan? And I forgot to mention this when I was talking to you about it earlier. They put a fireman's outfit in the chair where the guy that died was. The fireman that jumped on his wife got killed. Yeah. They put an honorary place for him in the chair.
They had those fucking roofs covered, didn't they?
Right? I'm sure they did. But he showed up with a pal.
His name is Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space.
Check this fool.
Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Hi, everyone.
He actually showed up with him. Is that crazy or what, man? That's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. He is putting together a team of people that nobody in Washington wants, man. They're like the Oakland Raiders. It's a bunch of people that nobody wants, and they're about to kick everybody in the nuts. It looks like, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, when he went in there the first time, that was his agenda, was to change things and.
Mm-hmm.
And get rid of that old guard that really the gridlock that goes on up there is old guard. It's old mindset. It's old, they don't work together. Our Congress does not work together at all.
Nope.
They just don't.
No, they don't.
We're the ones that suffer for it. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not a.
Hey, I personally I'm rooting for him. I don't think he's a god among men or anything like that. But I like the people he's putting together. I like Elon Musk. He's all about he's all about free speech, which I dig that about him. Tulsi Gabbard, been a fan of hers for years. She stepped away from politics because they don't work together across the aisle. They don't. I mean, if you listen to that,
a lot of young minds that went
great young minds
with
that
high hopes
would be great for this country, but they've been turned off because politics is so just corrupt, and they just can't stand it. People of good character don't want to be there. It's only people that want to get enriched by it that show up. It's just
the Trump thing. Again, I've said this before. The first time he ran, I didn't vote for him, but after seeing his 4 years of administration and what they were able to do, I voted for him the second time because he had, a window of, snapshot of what I could look at and say, okay, these things affected me, my country. I'm down for this direction, and he didn't win this second time. And my conundrum is this, and I've been very vocal about this. Anybody that's past the legal age of, retirement, I don't believe should be holding any of those offices. But
well, then you get into the term limit discussion and all that good stuff, and that's a
but
whole
he does seem
thing.
to. If again, I harken back to his first 4 years, he does put himself. He assembles a staff that gets things done that I find appealing. Both on the national stage and the foreign stage, and economics, and just all around, we just seem like we're in a much better place, and we weren't at war. There wasn't war all over the damn.
There was not war all over the planet when he was in, and that I was just about to tell you. We've talked about this several times. When America's strong, when leadership is strong in America, then the world's a lot safer place. You see what it's like right now when we have even questioned who's running our government right now.
It's wide open.
It's blowing up all over the place. So, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, look, boss. Hey, we're just telling our opinions on here, man. Take it easy.
Yo.
He said it's time for the jockstrap, damn it. Time to check out what those millionaires of a different persuasion are doing. You know what I'm saying? It's time to check out what Cut Daddy's doing, damn it.
In the face.
And the reason why you haven't seen us last couple of weeks is because of this stuff right here, boys and girls. The NFL is back in full swing. And the only comment I can say about the NFL this year, I don't know what the hell is going on. The NFL's drunk, dude.
There's only one constant in the NFL right now. And that's the 2-time Super Bowl champs.
Well, yeah, there's that, but there's one other constant. His team is like 1-3, I think, or 1-4. This was week 5, and they lost yesterday to the Ravens. But I don't care what anybody says. The quarterback playing the best quarterback in the NFL right now is an LSU Tiger, and the best rookie playing quarterback right now is also an LSU Tiger. Those fucking guys. Look. The Bengals may have a losing record, but it's not because of their trigger man.
No,
that guy is playing lights out.
The quarterback, it really isn't. And anybody who followed Jaden Daniels from Arizona State to LSU, 5-year starter, played a lot of football at the top level, NCAA. You see that on the field. He has got a very even demeanor about him. He got beat up on pretty good against Cleveland. Very good defense. Did not flinch. Did not blink. Nope. Very smooth. I equate him with what I used to see out of Emmitt Smith. When everybody looked like they're in chaos and just running out of control, Emmitt Smith always, to me, looked very much in control. Yep. And that's what I see out of Jaden Daniels. Even though he threw the bad pick in the red zone, he got sacked. He got knocked down, but very short memory. Gets back into it, and he's a leader. The guys are following him, man, and that whole team, it's basically, they have bought.
All right, John. Mizzou greater than LSU? I don't know about all that, bro. He said, just kidding. I know better.
But, yeah, you can see the quarterback position is everything to a football team. Yeah. It really is. And the Redskins, Commandos, are really playing well. I wouldn't want to.
I will never call them the Commanders. You cannot have a team full of bosses. You got to have some commandos in there doing the job. So,
that's a team that I don't know that anybody wants to be playing right now because they're really playing complimentary football across the board. And their quarterback is just solid, man.
They're going to challenge the Cowboys for that division this year. I really believe that. I really think they are going to.
Well, I look forward to the first time they play the Cowboys because I think the Commandos are just going to fucking blow their doors off.
It could happen, man.
They really are playing at a high level. And, that Dan Quinn, he's got them playing.
Dan Quinn is doing a great job. You can say what you want about him. Yeah, he coached the biggest collapse in Super Bowl history. We know that. But you know what? I put that more on Shanahan and Matt Ryan than I do him.
He's got a great offensive mind, running the coordinator at the offense. He's got a great offensive mind there.
They are running the football, which is the best friend of a rookie quarterback.
They've got
they are doing a good job.
And Jake Daniels is he's making the right reads. He pulls it down. He's not taking them big hits anymore. So
it is fun to watch. And there are a couple of constants going on right now. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Your team's got to play them tonight. I know you're not looking forward to it
because they're going to get their doors blown off on national TV.
Well, if you watched our show yesterday, he kept saying that David Carr is going to be playing for the Chiefs tonight. So,
absolutely. I think he's actually going to come out in the Chiefs uniform. I'm pretty sure he will
be. But anyway, all right. Let's see. Browns made a steamer yesterday. Yeah, well, Browns suck. Browns need a quarterback that doesn't suck. Well, guess what? They're in bed with that quarterback for a long time.
Yeah, they are
because of that contract they gave him.
They are tied to him.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
And they got Jameis Winston sitting on the bench, man. I think
they do. And I heard some people talking today, maybe it's time to pull him off the bench and give this team a spark because this guy is burnt. He is just toast. Let's see. Tim says, John, I have to agree with you on Mizzou. My grandparents went there. Oh, there you go, man. Very cool. All right. Now we've got one sport in the playoffs now. We used to call one of our favorite players for the Boston Red Sox. We used to call him Senior October.
Senior October, yes. Big Poppy.
But they're not in it this year. We've got
they didn't make the damn playoffs, man.
No, but the fucking Yankees did, sons of bitches. Anyway, we've got the Detroit Tigers against what is Cleveland called now, Daniel?
Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians. Okay. I'm just not, that just sounds all wrong to me. You've also got the Royals against the Yankees. Go Royals. You got the Mets versus the Phillies and the Padres versus the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I am pulling for San
usual
Diego.
Suspects, but you got some newcomers to the.
I'd like to see San Diego get there, and I would like to see probably the Guardians. I like KC. I've always been a big Royals fan, but I think I'd like to see KC or Cleveland get in there and maybe vie for that title. Both of those franchises haven't won it in forever, so I'd like to see one of those.
Das Wolfen says, "Go Royals." You know him; he's a KC guy, so Hey. Okay, so we got that one going on right now. We'll see how that pans out. And speaking of baseball, we got news of this just as the Monday Night Football game was starting last week. And I got to tell you, it's a crime against humanity that this guy isn't in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose died last Monday at the age of 83. He's Major League all-time hits leader and still is to this day. And some called him Charlie Hustle. And especially in this day and age where sports are in bed with gambling organizations, I think it is completely criminal. This man was never put in the Hall of Fame while he was alive. And I got a feeling he's going to be put in this year. I would imagine they're going to play off of that and put him in this year. But they should have given it to him while he was alive.
One of the best winning percentages as a baseball player, Pete Rose. He might have the best. He won, he was an all-star in like 5 different positions. This guy played baseball the way it should be played. And the idea that he's not in there, and you got wife beaters in there, you've got some really bad people in the hall.
You do.
And this guy's not, and like you say, the way they partner with these freaking betting sites now.
Oh, you can't turn on a sports game now without seeing FanDuel and DraftKings and all that shit.
If I were a family member and they approached him or his family about I would tell him to go kiss my ass. I wouldn't do it.
Go to hell, right?
But I mean, if he still wanted to get in there, if that was a dying wish of him, is that something he talked about?
Well, the last time he petitioned to get in was in, I think, 15. Yeah. I think 2015. So yeah, you know he wanted in, Dan. You know,
to me, the Hall
he lived. You know, he was like Peyton Manning. He friggin' lived football, dude. He lived frickin' baseball. He was all about it, man.
To me, the Hall
is he screwed up. You know,
the Hall is not legitimate without Pete Rose in it.
No, I don't think it is.
Anybody that's followed baseball, if you say, "Well, Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame," well, then what is the Hall of Fame? What is it?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just that's ridiculous.
It's a freaking joke. Right.
Yeah, it is.
It's like not having Johnny Unitas in the Hall of Fame.
Come on, give me a break. What are you doing? All right, boss, relax, man. Relax. Why do you have to get on my ass?
Yo.
He said it's time for the flicks, bro.
What is going on? Every time I watch that clip, man, I don't know what Luke is doing. He's got his hands stuck out there.
Here's the thing, Dan. I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. Don't pull a gun unless you intend to use it.
I mean, honestly, what is he doing? Fight. Okay, so that fight with him and Darth went through I don't know how many different sections in the freaking Death Star, you know, and it's just all over. But epic battle.
Epic battle.
Be like,
and then he just sits there with his hand out.
Oh my hand! I can't believe he cut it off. What are you doing, bro?
Well, the flicks this week. It was all about Joker 2 or Folly de whatever they Folly do. Made 40 million this weekend. It made 40 million this weekend. Number 2 was the Wild Robot, which is an animated show. It made 18 million. You know, if you make something for the kids, they're going to take them to it. Oh man. He's giving them the down. He's got the rainstorm going on.
2 thumbs down, bro.
He's got 2 thumbs down. And then Beetlejuice is still doing double-digit millions. What's up?
Beetlejuice.
Apparently, that's a good movie because people are still going to see it. Even though I think it's streaming now, and they're still planning to go see it. So
you didn't
Transformers 1. Now,
did you go see it in the theater?
No, I did not. I have not seen that.
Bummer.
But look, I'm not as big a fan of the first one as everybody else is.
Really? I thought you were.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I like Edward Scissorhands more than I do that movie. I like that Tim Burton movie. I like Sleepy Hollow. He's got movies I like of his. Really good. Yeah, he's got movies of his that I like better than that one. Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Keaton. My favorite Michael Keaton movie though is Night Shift with him and fucking the Fonz, man. That movie's great, dude. Yeah. But you know, I'll watch it when it comes on. It's just not something that it's not because I thought it was going to be bad. That's not it at all. I'm just not as hyped as everybody else was about it. I was hyped for Joker. And it turns out, boys and girls, Joker is just a troll, man. It's just
a rare beauty, apparently.
It's a rare beauty, right? Joker is causing mass walkouts after fans make realization about the sequel. Now, what this article's talking about is the fact that it is a musical. Now, we knew coming in this was going to be a musical. Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn in it.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was going to be a musical.
Oh, yeah. There's musical numbers in it. And I got to tell you guys, I saw this thing, and first of all, the ending will piss you off. If you're a fan of the first movie, which I am, I love the first movie. Yep. The first movie is about one man's descent into madness, even though he's crying out for help the entire fucking movie to everybody he runs into, and nobody's listening. And, you know, you get what you fucking deserve, right? You know? But they take that and, you know, you're hoping to see more of that. And that's not what you get here. What you get here is the trial of the Joker. Basically, you get to see how shitty his life is in Arkham. He meets a girl in a music therapy thing that they one of the guards that feels sorry for him takes him to.
That was going to be my question. How does he meet a girl in prison? So
that's it. That's it exactly. There's a guy that takes pity on him, but actually he's using him to talk to somebody else in the prison. But it's you're hoping that he's going to embrace the Joker personality and protect himself that way, and that's not the case. He just descends back into Arthur Fleck, and he's just a pitiful person, and it's
so great.
And it's bad. It's bad. I can tell you this much, guys: the end of the movie will piss you off. It will. Anybody that's a fan of the first one, you will be watching that going, "Wow, really?"
Do you think there's any chance that they could tie those two characters together, the Joker and the new iteration of Batman, and make a movie with that cast? Cast would be great.
I don't want to tell you anything
Gaga out of there, but I think the two main characters.
Look, no, there's good stuff in this movie, man. He defends himself during the trial, and you remember the short dwarf that he let go when he stabbed that other guy to death? He actually questions him on the stand. It's one of the best scenes in the whole movie. It's fantastic, man. Because this guy, he traumatized the dwarf dude, scared the shit out of him, right?
Do you think they can tie those two actors together in a motion picture? The guy that's playing Batman now and Joaquin Phoenix. And
I don't want to give away the end of the movie, dude.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. Okay, because if I say why my thinking leans a certain way, I can't do it without spoiling the end of the movie.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'll talk to you about it off air because you've already decided.
I know that was the plan.
Yeah, right. Well, when I tell you how they're going to tie this into the rest of it, you're probably just going to go, "What?" But anyway, look, my recommendation, boys and girls, I always want you to think for yourself. But if you want to know my opinion about it, don't waste your time with this movie. Me and Rhonda walked out of there going, "What?" It's like they were trolling us, man. Look, the Todd Phillips, the guy that directed this, exactly. It's a money grab by the studio, and Todd Phillips wanted to do a one-off movie, and he did a great one. And they said, "We need another one," and he probably said, "Okay, I'll fix it to where you won't ask me for another one."
They met his demand for sure, and so he said, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's like the Matrix. That Matrix, the first one was amazing, and then
the next two they had their moments, but boy, that fourth one that came out a few years ago, oh my God, it was horrible. It was so bad, and I was so let down by that because I wanted to see another good Matrix movie. Also in the pop culture sphere this week, boys and girls, Pink Floyd sells its music rights to Sony for $400 million. This pretty much confirms the fact that Roger Waters and his partner will not be getting back together to tour again. There will be no Hell Freezes Over tour for
I
Pink
wonder
Floyd.
if they probably had to get together in the legal room to sign off on that deal.
Right.
I'll tell you that right now.
This is pretty much the divorce judgment right here, right?
Wow, $400 million split. Is it four guys in Pink Floyd?
Yeah, but the main guys are Roger Waters, and I can't remember the other dude's name. I never can. Sure. But yeah, they're not going to be getting together again anytime soon. But this is a trend going on now. When guys are getting to where they're not going to tour anymore, they sell the library. Hell, Michael Jackson did it when he quit touring before his death.
Consider the age of these guys that are doing this. I mean, we talked about it before the show started. The idea that the Stones came out with a new album and are out touring.
Judas Priest is out touring too.
Stones are like 100 now. Come on, stop.
Yeah, stop already. Will you stop?
At least Priest is in their 50s, maybe 60s, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
actually, no. Rob Halford's in his 70s now.
No, and
he's out there belting it out. Look, Das Wolfen, guy that's David Gilmour. He gives us the other name. There it is. David Gilmour's the other guy with Roger Waters. But this guy right here, Das Wolfen, go ahead and put in the chat what you thought of the show. He went and saw Sabaton and Judas Priest just recently, last week.
That's a great name, dude. I'm telling you.
And he said he had a great time, man. He had a great time.
Let me tell you this. Okay, so when these big bands go out and they play big arenas or wherever they're playing, if they've got backing tracks, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I want to see a great show.
It's kind of like athletes on steroids, right? For the price of the ticket, I want to see some superhuman shit, right?
I want good shit. If that means backing tracks, so be it. Jim and I went and saw, you bought me the tickets, man.
Yep.
We went and saw Kissed, and they were kick-ass.
Yep.
Kick-ass. Old guys are doing it.
All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm going to drop that one right there. That's kind of dumb. Oh, yeah, here you go. This one, I'm glad to see. I've been saying forever they're culpable in this shit. Doctor charged in connection with Matthew Perry's death pleads guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine. And I'm glad to see it. He needed to be charged with this shit. And as far as I'm concerned, they're taking advantage of an addict.
They're taking advantage of an addict. So there's two sides to that coin. It's the addict himself. You got to take responsibility for that shit. But the people who are funneling this stuff to them and making the money off of them, they're culpable because they know these people are weak. And yes, absolutely.
Yep.
This one did he get sentenced? I mean, he's going to do time, or is it just penalties? Or
I'm not sure. I didn't get all the way through the article, but just the fact that he pled guilty, that's fantastic. That means they know they got him. So
they got him, no doubt,
for sure. John says, I saw Priest twice this year. Halford can still belt it out, but he does shuffle like an old man. Then again, he is 72 years old. So yeah.
Every time I see him live, now Das Wolf, and you correct me if I'm wrong, he wears like 150 pounds of leather. I mean, he's got these big dusters and shit, man.
Yeah, he does.
Huge.
Excellent. All right. Check this one out, man.
Dusters alone got to weigh 50 pounds, man.
Right. Keanu Reeves crashes at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in pro auto racing debut.
Whoopsie.
My man is out there in the race car. Keanu.
Man. How many laps did he get in? Does it say?
Let's see. Turn 9, 21 minutes remaining. So he got a 45-minute race. Man. So he got about halfway through it. He got about halfway through it.
Hey, if you're living that kind of lifestyle and you can afford to do that, then this guy's a solid individual. He's from what all reports say that he's an upstanding citizen. He gives his shirt off his back to a total stranger. Hey, good for him, man. Rocking. I would love to do something like that, but I'm not in that position. So good for him.
Tim says, talking about Rob Halford, he says he would fit right in at the Folsom Street Fair. And Das Wolfen says, yep, he still wears tons of leather. He even came out on the chopper during the encore and held bent for leather. Yep.
That's what they do, man. He always comes out on that chopper, man. But yeah, he wears freaking leather for days, bro. I'm looking at this duster. I'm like, holy mackerel.
We were talking before the show, man. Some of our heroes used to do auto racing. Friggin' Paul Newman, Steve McQueen. They've all had their hands in it, man. Yeah, for sure. Garth Brooks.
POS.
Is he? Well, this is yet to see whether it's true or not. But where there's smoke, there's usually fire. This guy has been known to mess around on a wife or two. Woman suing Garth Brooks says Trisha Yearwood was complicit. This has to do with sexual harassment.
That's if you read that article. I mean, she's making some bold...
actually not sexual harassment. She claims he raped her. Doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Raped her. Explicit text. Suggestive text. Suggested threesomes, and she suggests that Trisha Yearwood was totally complicit, knew all about it. And
is Garth in the Diddy Files? Not yet, but
I'm telling you, Garth is going to be in the Diddy Files. He's going to sweep them all up. I hope he gets up on that stand, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute. We got one more subject in the flicks this week. One of my favorite actors ever, John Amos, Roots and Coming to America actor, dies at 84. Man with the kindest heart. And this one's kind of strange. His daughter didn't find out until he died back on August 21st. We're just now finding out about it. And she found out about it through
social media.
through social media. Yeah. Amos died August 21st, at the age of 24. His death was announced yesterday. Says they know the
age of
cause of
84.
death, but I don't see it in here. Okay, I got trolled by another article. Yikes. But anyway, yeah, his daughter is claiming that he may have suffered from elder abuse at the hands of his son. It's very strange. This is a very strange story. But I can tell you this: he's one of my favorite actors ever. He's been in a bunch of stuff I enjoy. He's almost on the same level as James Earl Jones as far as I'm concerned. The guy has been in some great stuff. I know Danny loves action movies, so I know he remembers him as the major in Die Hard Part 2, where he's running the anti-terrorist group that ends up working with the bad guys, right?
What I remember him from, and he really big, influence on my life. There's two people in my life that I look for as far as how to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, our dad.
Yeah.
And
him on Good Times. Yeah.
From Good Times. I love that show, and he always impressed me as being a solid person in a household that they were struggling.
Yeah.
They lived in poverty, but he went up and he worked every day, and he set a great example for his family.
Yeah.
And when I saw that he passed away, that sucked because I remember him as a kid. And,
if you're into the fantasy movies and stuff, he was in a movie with Mark Singer called Beastmaster back in the day that was pretty good. My favorite thing he's ever done, and I've said several times, I'm a big fan of this show, The West Wing, with Martin Sheen playing the president. He is Admiral Fitz Wallace. He is the head of the Joint Chiefs in that movie, and he's actually teaching Martin Sheen's character how to deal with the stuff that he has to do. Because when he first has to use the military, he doesn't understand it at all, and he gets pissed about it and everything. And his chief of staff, Leo McGarity, is an ex-military guy, and Fitz Wallace gets with him and says, "You're gonna have to sit him down, man. You're gonna have to sit him down and tell him to chill out. We know what we're doing." You know what I mean? Right. He's great in that show. He's on it several seasons as Admiral Fitz Wallace. He's awesome in that show. He plays a Colin Powell type, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's very cool. Very
so
cool,
yeah,
dude.
Rest in peace, that guy. He was a great actor. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, look, man, boss. We're gonna We're gonna get to it. I know everybody's been dying for the new segment, all right, and it's here. The Diddy Files.
The Diddy Files, bro.
Diddy Files. I mean, my God, it's all over the place. You can't go anywhere without hearing about this guy. And his exploits. And look, this is, Jeffrey Epstein was one thing. That was in an island on the middle of the ocean. This was happening in an American city. Okay, guys? And it's all over the place. The fingers of this are going absolutely crazy.
Oh, the tentacles.
I'm going to show you some of these headlines. We're going to talk about it. Hang on.
The tentacles, man.
Diddy freak off detailed by prosecutors, and it's as bad as you thought. Other headlines reading, Sean Diddy Combs facing 120 additional lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault. Now I have a video that goes with that one. Hang on, let me hit this real quick. I'm gonna pause this and show it to you. But you're not gonna believe this, man.
Yeah, investigators at Tupac murder scene, they're implementing our. They say that Diddy's part of that. Diddy's mom, Janice Smalls, releases. I mean, there's another headline there. I mean, the latest.
I'm gonna show all of them before we get out of here, but they got to see.
We're not gonna be able to talk about them, but there's so many different things that are coming out. Like you say, the tentacles, man, are just all over the place. Diddy's A-list pals quietly paying off victims to avoid being called out publicly. I mean,
yeah, it's
this
crazy.
Guy's gonna bring down a lot of powerful people.
Yes, he is, and I don't see him doing what they did with Epstein. I think he's
Too high profile.
Yeah. I think he's gonna say exactly what whatever he has to say to reduce his sentence is what he's going to do. Check this out right here. Sean Diddy Combs faces shocking new abuse claims from 120 accusers, including 25 minors.
25 minors.
And many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors.
This is Tony Busby. He's the one bringing the class action lawsuit for these folks.
We will pursue this matter.
He actually, hang on, let me see. Where's the other? Yeah, here it is, right here. Here it is, right here. Listen to this, guys.
If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims,
Hang on. That was halfway through it. Here we go.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
9 years old.
We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
Now, he's still innocent until proven guilty, but man,
yes.
Shoo.
None of this looks good at all.
There are a lot of people that were close to him that were afraid of him. Now he's locked up. They are not afraid of him now, and they are speaking publicly.
They are speaking up. They surely are. I gotta say, I gotta give you credit. When this first started to break, I think it was J-Lo and Ben Affleck were splitting up. And on this show, you said that has to do with the Diddy Files. Believe that.
Files, man.
And came out later that J-Lo wanted to stay married to him, and Ben Affleck said, "No, I'm
not getting caught up in that nonsense because she is knee deep in that stuff."
It's busting up relationships. Look at this. Friggin' Ashton Kutcher has become an old man during Diddy scandal. He's lost so much weight.
Look,
Mia Kunis has walked away from him over this shit.
There are people that are going to get swept up in this. And look at that stuff that went on in New York City with the mayor of New York.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that were implicated there. There's Diddy stuff around that because, they ran those same circles. 50 Cent is all over this. He's loving it.
Yeah. Oh, he's loving it, man. Yeah. That guy right there.
Man.
50 Cent on clips of Tony Yayo talking about Diddy. Don't tell Yayo nothing you don't want everybody to know.
Everybody to know. He's got all his own personal bodyguards now that are just really people close to him. People that were around that production company, man. Yeah, I mean, he's nation.
Justin Bieber.
He's a freaking mess because of that stuff. Look at that guy.
Because he was probably one of the minors that they're
They got videos of him in that entourage. I mean, it just doesn't look good at all. Freak shows, man.
None of this looks good at all.
And what do you got? What do you got? 500 gallons of baby oil in your freaking house? What is that all about, dude?
Yeah, that's just totally crazy. Like you were saying earlier, A-list pals quietly paying off victims to avoid being publicly named. And investigators at Tupac's murder scene reportedly said Diddy was involved.
And that's been a running thing for not just from this year. That's been said quietly throughout that community for the longest time.
Yeah. We're going to keep track of we're going to have updates on the Diddy Files going forward, boys.
Kill my man Tupac, dude. They tried to kill him one time. They get him. They got him in Vegas.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Sucks, bro. That was my dude.
Yeah, he was.
Diddy Files, dude. He was. Get him up on the stand. I want to see him. Everybody. I don't care.
Vince says, yeah, Biggie and Tupac were among those who spoke out about that stuff, and that's probably why they got snuffed. I mean, that's the way it's looking. They are trying to take down Trump down because he said he was going to force the release of Epstein's list. Yeah, well, that's what you do. That when you're trying to bring down the biggies, that's what you do. You go for the
knees, that's right? That whole perverted bunch that are on Capitol Hill, man. They're all in bed together, and literally, and hey, when you do that to people in power, these are powerful people. They have been for a long time. They're not going to just stand by for that. Look what they did to Kennedy. Look what they did to Martin Luther King. Look what they did to Abe Lincoln. You can't rock the boat. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, that's why pretty much every president since Kennedy has been handcuffed. I mean, they just have. They know what's going to happen.
Yep.
All right, look, boss, man, do you have to?
Yo.
Oh, that had an echo. Shit. Sorry.
Shit.
It's time for earthquakes, buddy boy. It's time for the
this.
earthquakes. Let's do this.
Whoa, look at that infrastructure. Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Who's the surveyors around putting those buildings up? I don't know what she's still trying to put that lipstick on. It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy, insane,
I'll
bro.
tell you what's crazy, man, is some of these people that are coming into this country, man. It's some of the stuff they're doing. Just check this out right here.
You can't vet people as they just pour across the border, man.
MS-13 gang member.
Oh yeah, that was fucked up right there.
Dabalita, Little Devil gets 50 years for luring 4 men to their death in Long Island Park. This is
they hacked them to death, dude. She lures them in, and then they got hacked to death by. Yeah, it was
24-year-old gang member.
Medieval, dude.
That's crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy. But let's see what the next one we got is. Oh yeah. This is part of our ongoing segment. Planes, trains, and automobiles, boys and girls.
Love that
Planes,
video.
trains, and automobiles. That's right. Yeah. Unbelievable. Let me tell you guys, this one is going to knock your socks off, literally. Check it out. Bomb dropped by U.S. in World War II explodes at airport in Japan, causing runway damage and cancellation of 80 flights. Nobody was hurt by this thing, but it did cause a 7-foot radius fucking crater that was I'm trying to remember.
What did they do? They paved over this stupid thing, or what?
Apparently, they paved over this thing and it went off. They don't.
know vibration. Eventually, the damn thing triggers and
5
blows.
yards in diameter and 3 foot deep. This thing was. Yeah.
Who surveyed before they laid that freaking? What happened at an airport, right?
Yep. Airport in Japan.
Survey. You don't dig up topsoil, nothing. You just pave right over it, huh?
Right. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see if this will play. Of course, we're going to have an ad here, but this video shows the moment Frontier Airlines plane catches fire during landing. Check this out when it's done with the ad. I muted the ad, so I won't hear any bullshit from anybody.
Subs, dude.
Yeah, the subs. I wish I could skip it, guys, but I can't.
Kelsey, he's having the sub. He's doing the do. He's like, you know what? My girlfriend just dumped me. Let me go get a sub. Fuck it.
Check it out, man.
Damn, dude. That's tires blowing. That's brakes overheating. That's what that is.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
I mean, you've worked with planes like this before. You tell me.
Looks
I don't know.
Brakes overheated. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, it's on the wheels, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, a red ball situation. Yeah, it looks like it's
red ball situation. Is that what it's called, Dan?
That's what it is. It's a red ball. You see all those EMT and all the emergency vehicles out there. They would be right there on the flight line. You'd know that before it was coming in. Red ball situation. Boom.
Wow, man. Unbelievable. Let's see. We also got this story. Tourists horrified as gunmen storm beach at 5-star Cancun resort and execute man before fleeing on jet skis.
What?
That's crazy, man.
That sounds like some Bond shit right there.
It does. You know what it made me think of? Did you ever see the old movie with Kirk Douglas, The Fury? Did you ever see that one?
I did not see that movie.
Oh, dude, you need to see that flick. Anyway, the opening scene of the movie, Kirk Douglas is on the beach with his son, and his CIA buddy is visiting him, and all of a sudden the CIA guy conveniently disappears with the son, and a bunch of dudes on boats come flying in, shooting up the joint, man. It's like, whoa, get out of here, man. Wow, this is crazy.
Man,
that is absolutely nuts.
5-star Cancun resort. Okay, he was a dope
and I know you go on these cruises all the time. Yeah. Could you imagine that if you're on a beach and saw that shit? Unbelievable, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that would be very cool, man.
And we have to keep an eye on this one, guys, is if they haven't had enough trouble. Hurricane Milton is on its way, and it looks like it's going to be a Category 5 storm, and it's going to slam sideways into the Florida Peninsula. is what it looks like. They're saying landfall is probably going to be during the night into Thursday morning this week. So say a prayer for those folks down there. They just got smacked around by one, and they're fixing to get hit with a bigger one this time.
These things always make landfall like early morning when the crust cools and then it starts heating up again, and these things get moving, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. It probably buried itself deep, and they missed it talking about the bomb in Japan.
Sure.
Here in Europe, there was pretty common to find old bombs from World War II. Yeah. Look, isn't there a golf course over there that's actually got fucking sand traps that are actual fucking bomb craters?
Yeah.
It's a famous freaking Scottish golf course too, isn't it?
Huge
FLBOGO sub today, y'all. I don't know what that means.
Yes.
I don't know what that's all
it's
about.
FLBOGO, dude. Come on now. That's what that is.
Great balls of fire. Talk about them tires. Ghost Rider was the pilot. There you go, man. There you go, John.
Ghost Rider.
Quit. Awesome one. This is not Gary's show. Quit trying to make backdoor happen. It's not going to happen, bro. The assassin.
Well, that's not what Diddy says.
Makes you wonder if the Storm Seeds story is true. You know, I've heard you're not the first one to tell me that this week, man.
Don't start that shit.
Yeah,
don't start that.
I'm not going to buy into that. Harris using HARP overtime to keep Trump voters from voting. I have heard of HARP, but I'm hoping we can't control the weather at this point, because
don't even talk like that. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. Now, stop, people, stop.
It is to me too. I think that's pretty dumb. But say a prayer for those folks. Send them good vibes.
Absolutely,
they're going to need it.
Absolutely.
Okay, boys and girls. The boss is yelling at me again.
Yo.
He says that you better get your cup out.
What?
You better get your armor on. We don't have best and brightest tonight because we started the Diddy Files. So that's why best and brightest. But you know what? You know what's funny? By next week, part of best and brightest will probably involve the Diddy Files.
It's gonna merge, dude. There's no doubt. No doubt. The Diddy Files.
For right now, it is time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
How is Kurt Warner even in physical form? How was he not vaporized by that hit? Good Lord.
They had to take him to someplace there in New Orleans.
His
what we
innards had to be
today on NFL Network is
the
not,
guy we see today is a clone.
Yeah,
He's obviously a clone.
Yeah.
He was killed on that field.
Yeah, he was. He was put to his. Yeah, I went to sleep and never woke up, and they cloned his ass because he got.
You know what though?
Out of
I
five
still,
different dimensions, right there.
Like something.
5 different timelines, he got killed.
He got knocked into the astral plane. Yeah.
5 different timelines. Kurt Warner was killed. That hit.
With that one hit.
One hit.
I tell you what though, the thing that's almost as impressive though is that 1-2 combination from Lennox Lewis.
Like a gunshot.
That is, he snapped that shit off like it was nothing. Damn. Done. And that man was done, by the way.
He was done.
He didn't get up from that. He didn't. They had to help him off the mat. Okay, boys and girls, it's time for my last word tonight. My last word is this. Help those folks out there, because it looks like some things are happening, man. Speaker Mike Johnson from the great state of Louisiana addresses claims FEMA diverted funds to immigrant efforts. American people are disgusted. FEMA shut down claims it diverted disaster response funds to immigration efforts earlier this month. Danny has already told you that his daughter, who is there on the ground, has seen National Guard going in and out of that place. So they are getting help, but I've seen other stuff that says that they're trying to handcuff people because to your point, they don't want them to become part of the people that they have to rescue. I think that's what it is. The infrastructure up there is so fucked up that they want civilians to stay out of there.
Well,
because
absolutely.
they don't want to have to rescue
them.
them.
Major arteries going into that area because they don't need more people going in there and getting hurt, and getting stranded. So, yeah, it's prudent to block off that area, and then the National Guard is choppering in supplies, and then that's what has to happen because I mean, some of those roads initially weren't even passable. So, chopper was the only way to get.
I don't think Kamala Harris did herself any favors telling them they were handing out $750 to people, though. That's a drop in the bucket.
What is that going to even do?
What is that even going to do for somebody? That's really dumb. I sometimes wonder what they're even thinking when they say these things.
I mean, the best they can do is get heavy equipment in there, get supplies in there, and just get the infrastructure back where it needs to be so people can get back to their lives.
Yeah.
$750. What are you going to do with that when you're stuck? You have no fuel, you got no food, water. I mean, $750. That's just
we could always take 1 billion of what we're giving the Ukraine and apply it there, couldn't we?
That shows you that our leaders do not live in our world.
No, they don't
at all.
They have no clue what's going on.
And they don't forget they're the one that writes the laws and they pass these laws that we have to live by.
Yep, absolutely. All right, boys and girls, it is time for that part of the show where my brother gives out what we like to call the Simple Jack Award. It's that award that, we give it out to those folks that are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to do the right thing, but they just can't quite get it right.
They just
can't get it done. They just don't know how to get it done the correct way. And this week, it's a special one, boys and girls. This is the, do we want to call it the SEC version or the...
This is the Crimson Tide version, man.
This is the Crimson Tide version? Okay.
And now you look at Simple Jack. The catalyst for the this week's Simple Jack Award winner looks an awful lot like that guy.
Yeah, he does. He does. We're talking about the ex-head coach of that dynasty, Nick Saban. Yeah. His comments popped up this week.
Roll that video, dude, which they played.
I'm going to roll that video. I'm going to roll that video.
They played this at the stadium, too.
Yeah. This is from a few years ago when Pat McAfee was talking to Nick Saban.
The rat.
The punk, Nick Saban. Listen to what he had to say about playing at Vanderbilt.
Oh, no sound. That's awesome.
Oh, whoa. What? Are you serious?
No sound, bro. Can't hear it at all.
That real quick. Here we go. This is what he had to say, once again, about playing at Vanderbilt.
But the only place you play in the SEC that's not hard to play is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, you have more fans there than they have. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just the truth.
Now, look at the date stamp on that. Upper left corner of that video.
This is September 20th of 2000 this year.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, he said that this year. Well, guess what? I guess Vanderbilt didn't listen to that shit. And from what I understand, there was more fucking Tide fans at this game than there were Vanderbilt fans.
Way more Tide fans. I would say it was probably like 60-40, maybe more, maybe 70-30 Tide fans.
How far? Look, dude, they dropped 6 places. They were number 1 going into this game. And
the idea that they're still in the top 10 after that loss shows you the power of the fucking Alabama. I can't even get it out. But I watched this game.
Don't choke on it, Dan. Don't choke on it.
I watched this game, and let me tell you what. When I tell you Vanderbilt beat them up at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, that's what they did. The only reason why the Tide had 35 points is because their wide receivers are so damn big, and they've got some great ones.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt had the ball for 42 minutes.
42 minutes out of 60
minutes. They were bigger status. They were 13 of 18 on third down, and they're running. Wow. They ran the freaking option at Alabama, and Alabama couldn't stop it. That's man on man, hat on hat, and they got pushed around. That's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard. Never go full retard. Never go full retard.
Full retard.
That is awesome, man. I loved it. When you told me that Vanderbilt was championship formation taking a knee up
Victory
5
formation.
points, I was like, you got to be kidding me. That is, I mean, what are the chances of them doing that again? I mean,
they've got a new coach. Okay.
Yeah.
And the 2 games that they lost, I think that puts them at 3-2.
For those of you, real quick, Dan, for those of you that don't watch college football, I'm not a big aficionado of it, but I do know that Vanderbilt is the Ivy League school of the SEC. They're the lowest tier school in the SEC.
It really
and they
is.
jump up and bit the big dog. That's awesome.
It's all about higher learning at Vanderbilt. It really is. And but they do have a new head coach, and it's a new philosophy. And yeah, and they played that Saban clip at the stadium, on that game day. Oh yes. Look, Saban was a great retard on the McAfee show and put his team, or his old team, under the thumb, man. Hey, they got beat up.
Never go full retard. Never go
full retard, dude. And I love it. I watched that game.
I do too.
Loving it.
That's
a huge upset. Huge upset.
It's a huge upset. And what I'm thinking about is the Notre Dame loss to Northern Illinois.
Appalachian State going
on par.
up there. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than Appalachian State beating Michigan.
Yeah,
that 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's bigger than that.
Yeah,
because both of those other programs we're mentioning, they have a history of winning games.
Yes,
it's the first time that Vanderbilt has beat a number 1.
Yeah,
first time they beat anybody in the top 10.
Yeah,
and they did soundly, dude.
This is, if more of this happened, I'd watch more college football. I mean, most of the time it's blowouts.
Saturday,
most of the time it's blowouts.
If you pay attention to college football, say the last 10 years, there's a lot of parity and now with the NIL deals, there's a lot of parity. A lot of parity.
There's going to be a lot more of it too.
Hell yeah, there is. I loved it. Loved it. Great. Anchor down, baby. Anchor down.
Damn right. Well, it's good. It's a good name, at least, and a good movie. What are we talking about in the chat here? Back in the day, the Corps of the Engineers was dispatched to areas to help. I haven't heard from them in ages. Okay, they're talking about the FEMA response. FEMA is hindered efforts to actual helpers. Yeah, they have in some cases because the infrastructure is busted up. They grounded rescue helicopters cause Camel Toe wanted a photo op. Oh, well, yeah. Well, we know that. We know that story.
Well,
that's
that
ridiculous.
aside, the National Guard, this is what they do. This is how they roll. I mean, this is what their function is. And you want to talk about logistics, an Army National Guard is the best going. They can get shit done, and that's what they do. And good thing we have an Army National Guard.
All right, boys and girls, I want to thank you guys for being here. Danny, it's good to have you back on a new night. I think this is going to work out for us. We're going to be getting out of here just before, so we can watch the pregame for the game.
Watch a Derek Carr giveaway game on Monday night.
Let's hope not. Awesome. Come on, Dan. They're your team. You're supposed to be rooting for them.
I'm a realist.
I understand you're a realist, but
Derek Carr
the
sucks.
submarine in that movie was the USS Alabama. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I was wondering what the link was.
But
anyway, I'm gonna let you know what's going on with the channel. You guys know you're watching the Brothers Hack the Matrix. And we do this every Monday going forward at 5 p.m. Central Time. You guys come check out the clown show that is 2024, including our new segment called The Diddy Files, every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central Time, it's the Papa Joe Gamer After Dark video games, cocktails, and fails. And I'll be getting back into Brutal Legend, part 7 of that walkthrough, the old Jack Black game from 2009. Come check it out. So far, I've run into Rob Halford, Lemmy from Motorhead, and Ozzy Osbourne is fixing my car in this thing. So, yeah, come check it out. It's a lot of fun. 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. It's State of the Atmosphere, my favorite show I do every week, where I talk about everything pop culture, the box office receipts. We're going to have a review of Joker. If you want to know more about it, I'm not going to do spoilers, I don't think, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But, man, I feel like I need to ruin it for people just to make sure they understand what they're going to see. I can't talk about it anymore. If you want to know more of my thoughts about it, come check it out. 5:30 p.m. Central Time on frickin' Wednesday. And then Friday, it's Sketching the Privateer, Story of America's Pirate Patriot. Me working on my comic book every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And then Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, tune in to Pop Culture Minefield, where our good friend that was in the chat today, Das Wolfen, will be playing on Game Night with John. He's wrapping up the Telltale series of The Walking Dead. So check that out, because as soon as he's done with that, he's going to start playing Fallout. You're going to want to check that out. Then, of course, on Saturdays, it's the MFR Roadhouse, just a bunch of friends getting together talking shit. Every Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Come check that out on the MFR Roadhouse on Jed Revenwolf's channel. And then Sunday mornings, we're going to be doing NFL pregame party, and we've been doing a college part on that show, but we may make that an entirely separate show. We've been talking about doing that, but for right now, it's part of the pregame party and the NFL coverage, and you can check that out at 10 a.m. Central Time every Sunday morning, 2 hours before kickoff of your afternoon slate of games. And then Monday morning, they didn't have Military Monday because our good friend Anima Confusa lost one of her felines, so she's not in a great mood. You guys say your prayers for her. Gary's being very supportive and canceled the show today for her. But next week on Military Monday, it's one of the greatest movies ever made. John McTiernan's
might be the greatest action movie ever made. Dude.
Could be. It's not my favorite Arnold movie. My favorite Arnold movie, as you know, is Total Recall. That's my favorite one. But this one is a close second.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. We're going to be talking about it on Military Monday, this Monday, on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then at 4 p.m. Central Time, It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way, usually on Mondays. It didn't come your way this week because our good friend Brian is having back problems. He is at the hospital right now. So you guys say your prayers for him. He had a year where he had a really bad back problem, and it sounds like it's gone bad on him again. So you guys send out your good thoughts to our good friend Brian on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And his show, when he's back to doing it, will be on 4 p.m. Central Time, 1 hour before this show every Monday afternoon. Ours is going to come your way at 5 p.m. going forward. And Danny can't look at those faces without chuckling. That's our boys from Monty Python. Yes. And by the way, the best and brightest will be back next week. And you never know. It might be part of the Diddy Files. You never know. It could be interconnected. But let's check in with the chat one more time before we get out of here. Vince, of course, is sending out all the links you need for supporting my channel. Thank you for that, Vince. Hardest working wrench in YouTube. I watched some older DC movies to get rid of the taste of Joker doing a number 2. No doubt, it was bad. Anyway, Vince, get your lingo up there, man. And by the way, Vince pushes Sharkin' for Pearls all the time. Don't forget. Available for all your favorite music platforms. Get your spiel up there, Vince. Come on, man. I don't have it memorized, bro. Type it up there. There it is. Cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time, and stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a great night. And you know what I'm going to say. Until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.